Hello all you beautiful people, how you doing today? This is Love Temptress and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome, hi, how are you doing? So today we're going to go more into Tinker's Construct, and today we're going to be talking about the modifiers as promised. So first of all, let's get into some of the crafting recipes on how to make each and everything. In order to make silk touch, we're going to make some silky cloth. So it's string all the way around a golden ingot, and that makes one silky cloth. You will need 4, because then we have to take 4 of them and put them around an emerald to give us our silky jewel. Now some of the modifiers I just have in a chest here because it's just regular vanilla stuff. So next we have the reinforcement modifier. Any cast will go in the middle. It does not have to be blank. It's any cast. Obviously you don't want to use one that you're already using. To get a blank cast, you simply have gold in your smeltery and you would just click on it and pour it out as if you were making a regular cast. Like if I had a tool part here to make a cast of it, but instead we're going to have nothing there and it will make us a blank cast. So that's how we're going to do that, and then wrap it around a whole bunch of obsidian. Whoops. And that'll give us the reinforcement modifier. Now for this next one we're going to craft it. It is graveyard soil. We're going to take dirt, bone meal, and rotten flesh. But then once we get the graveyard soil, we're going to take that and we are going to put it in the furnace. And then once we cook it, it is going to give us something that is very useful. And also if we put it on the ground. So it's concentrated soil. It is a modifier that we can use on our weapons and tools, but you can also simply just set it on the ground. And when zombies walk over it, it actually hurts them. Pretty cool, huh? I think so anyway. Alright, next we are going to make some fermented spider eye. It is a regular Minecraft thing, but just in case you don't remember, it is a spider eye with a brown mushroom and sugar, and that'll give us a fermented spider eye. Then we're going to need some blaze powder, so you just take blaze rod and put it in and it'll give you blaze powder. Now we're going to need sticky pistons, so we're going to use our piston with a slime ball on top, and that's going to make a sticky piston. We're going to use that for a modifier. Next we have the expander. It is the vertical one, which means it will make your weapon go up one and down. So this recipe is very similar to the horizontal one. It's just where you put your pistons and your lapis. So it's always going to be a slime ball in the middle, and it has to be the purple slime ball. I've tried other colors. It has to be the purple one. So then you're going to have a piston on top and bottom and lapis lazuli to the either side. Then, like I said, to go vertically, you just invert these. So you put the pistons on the side. So just think of it this way. Wherever the pistons are going to be, that's what direction it's going to expand it. So since these are on the side, it's going to expand it on the sides. Since those are on top, it's going to expand it top and bottom. Alright, now we're going to need some mending moss. And in order to make mending moss, we need either moss stone, makes us a ball of moss, or mossy stone brick, ball of moss. Those you get from in the jungle areas, and if you can find like a jungle temple, that's where you get them. But you can also make it with cobblestone and vines. So since we have our jungle trees, we can just shear the vines and voila, we got moss stone. Alright, and then to the moss stone, let's take these. In order to turn it into mending moss, for every 10 XP levels you have, you take one of these mending moss and right click it on a bookshelf. And see, it took 10 of my XP, but it gave us a mending moss modifier. Okay, and for the last recipe, a refresher for we're going to need some Eye of Ender. So to do that, you're going to take Ender Pearl and Blaze Powder, which is why I showed you how to do the Blaze Powder over there. So we're going to need Eyes of Ender for something. We're also going to need some Popped Chorus, and to get that, you're going to need some Endstone from the end, and you plant the Chorus Fruit. Now the Chorus Flower, the Chorus Fruit is what we're going to use to cook, and it's going to give us popped Chorus Fruit. Now, but the flowers, if you have two planted together, and this was growing like a weed before, and I took it down, and now, of course, it's not growing. But it will grow, and you want to make sure and take off just the flower in order to replant it again. I don't know why it's not growing now. It wanted to show me wrong, apparently. Huh. Seriously. Oh, there we go. So when it's growing, it'll have these vines, of course, when you find them in the end, and you just want the flower part in order to grow some in case you want some at your place. So once we cook the Chorus Fruit, it'll give us this popped Chorus flower, and then we're going to use that as one of our modifiers also. Now let's start going into here. Other modifiers we have is redstone, lapis, nether quartz, diamond, emerald. But let's see what they do on tools, right? Because that's what we're here for. Oh, before I do that, actually, let me tell you that when you're making your tools, sometimes the materials have built-in modifiers, like a firewood shovel. And so a firewood shovel would be handy because sand automatically becomes glass. So then you're not wasting the coal to turn your sand into glass. You can automatically get it this way. Now on the same turn, a sponge, and it only has to be one part, by the way. It doesn't have to be the whole tool. It only has to be one piece of it. Will give you Squeaky, which gives you automatically Silk Touch. So you can automatically go up and get some dirt, and that would be fantastic. Now also a firewood for a hatchet or a lumber axe or even a mattock will give us charcoal when we harvest wood. Very nice. So if you need charcoal, then you can also get firewood. Oh, there we go. See? Now it's growing like crazy. So when you come across them, you want to get these, because it won't look like these are what we want. Beautiful. All right. So, and then of course with this is made of different pieces. So it has manulin for the pickaxe head, and it has a firewood for the binding, and cobalt for the piece. So what this is handy for is not in this one. Let me go see. Could have just put them at the front, but I thought better just go into the mine. So while we're mining, if we have something that has firewood, like this iron here, it'll automatically turn it into the ingots. Now, unlike with the smeltery, it's not going to double it, but sometimes when you're out mining, it's actually better to just go ahead and get it as an ingot. It depends what you want it for. So that's another thing that you could do with your tools. But I wanted to mention that because some materials you use have built-in modifiers. Okay? All right, so let's take some other tools and let's start adding some stuff to it. Now here, last time, I wanted to show you that we have a manulin pickaxe and it has Silk Touch on it, but it also has a Mending Moss. And you don't really want to combine Silk Touch and Mending Moss because when we're mining, we really want to get, like when we're mining coal, for instance, we want to get the XP from it. And combining this, like this, well, I just Locked myself in here. Hold on. Combining Silk Touch and a mending modifier kind of nullifies the purpose, because mending uses your XP when you're killing stuff. And so I'll wait until some stuff spawn. Well, we have some chickens somewhere too. There's some chickens. So when we kill something, or when we go mining, it will slowly heal our tool. It'll use that XP that we're getting to heal our tool. But you're not going to get it on a pickaxe. You're not really going to want mending too much because, like I said, you're not going to get that XP from coal and stuff, which is where you get a lot of it when you're using it. So you could, it's just not very practical. All right, but let's see what some of the practical ones are. Let me sleep real quick. Okay, so let's take some of our pickaxes and let's add some modifiers to it. So with redstone, it's going to add speed. Lapis is going to add luck. And the reason why I have them in regular form and block form is because you can add multiples depending on what you're trying to do. So for instance, this pickaxe, if I put it in here, it'll tell us I have 3 modifiers. So if I want to add speed, so like when I'm going mining, it'll make it faster. So it will quickly mine. Okay, let me show you the difference. And this is just with 1 modifier. So if we go down here and we want to get some stone, that is regular speed. This is fast speed. It does make quite a bit of difference, and depending what you want the pickaxe for, you could put a lot of bit of speed on it. Okay, but say we also wanted luck. So we're going to use this to break, say, diamonds, and I mean, you know what luck it is. Luck is vanilla. So we're going to add luck. But here's the thing, you can also use the blocks to add luck too. And you can add multiple modifiers. So I have luck 2, and I can add, now I have luck 3. Oh, well, once it hits the 360, there we go. Now when you're doing a block, sometimes you can put 2. So we have luck 2. Wait, is it using anymore? No. Okay, so 2 is the highest it will go with that. So, but if I add some of that, because it won't use a whole block, then it'll go to luck 3. So then we have luck 3, and of course you know how luck works. So that is good to add to a pickaxe. Now we also have sharpness. Now sharpness, you're typically going to add to like a sword. So sharpness, we just put it in here. It's going to increase how much it will, how much our attack is. So if we look at it now, our attack is 5.8, but if we look at it after we add the quartz, it is 6.68. And of course, that too, you can also do multiple levels. So if you just want a really sharp sword, we're gonna need to, was that sharpness 3? Sharpness, oh, sharpest, okay. So now if we go to kill something, so for instance, if we let mobs spawn at night, then it's going to kill them even faster because we have sharpness on it. All right, now what if we don't have any modifiers left on either one of those? But say we want a special pickaxe that just has mending on it. So mending moss is really, really good. Mending moss will take any XP we get and repair our tool or sword or whatever with it. You can do mending moss 3, and yeah, mending moss 3 is still the highest. Had to make sure. So mending moss 3 just means when I go to kill stuff or get any XP, as long as it's in your hand, then you will slowly repair your tool. So, pretty self-explanatory. All right, now, other modifiers. Okay, so one that is newer, but very, very exciting, is the expanders. So if we take a pickaxe and we put in a horizontal expander on it, so now, when we go mining, it's going to give us more in one fell swoop. So now you see it's going to do 2 high, excuse me. It's going to do 2 high. There we go. If we do it this way, then it does 2 high every single time we mine. Now, see, I like to do my mine where it's 3 high because I feel like when I'm jumping through there, then, yeah, I just don't like it hitting me. Feels like I'm hitting my head. So let's expand it 1 more higher. Oh, height can only be applied once. Oh. Well, we can expand it, so now it's going to do a 4x4. Whoops. So now if we go in here, it's going to do, well, 2x2 actually. I know what I meant though. We don't want to drop in there. But now it's going to expand, do 4 at a time. Now if you want higher, of course, you're just going to want to do a hammer, because a hammer does a 3x3 area. Alright, so, and what I'm talking about with mining, all these, of course, can be added to multiple tools. I just want to show you what they are. Alright, so diamond, some of these I'm just going to show you in here because it's easier. So a diamond just adds extra durability. An emerald adds 50% base durability, and it automatically increases your mining level to iron. And diamond, it increases it to obsidian. Now, fortified, I showed you this in the previous video. So if you add a sharpening kit and flint, that just means it's going to increase it up to whatever your sharpening kit is. So you'll be able to mine at that level. Now, silk touch, obviously, silk touch is like vanilla. You can just, you know, be able to silk touch stuff. So next we have reinforced, and it adds durability to whatever tool you add it to. So for instance, on, let's grab a crossbow, because a crossbow, we definitely want to have lots of durability for us. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to reach over here. So if we get our reinforced, need to get the book out of my hand. I keep clicking on it. Alright, so if we add reinforced, you're going to see over here, it gives us a bonus reinforcement of 20%. But then if we do it, we can do it multiple times. Now we got 40, 60. So 60% is level 3, and it is the highest. But that means that our tool isn't going to break as fast. Now, another place you would really want this on, unless you put the mending, is on your bolts or your arrows. So, same. Okay. You can add other modifiers to it. You can add redstone. You can add all kinds of stuff. There's a really cool one we will get into. Silk touch. Okay, so you can add beheading, which the cleaver already has beheading and beheading 2, but you can add beheading to any other sword by giving it an ender pearl and obsidian. So it will give you automatic beheading, and you can do beheading 2, beheading 3. So 3 is the highest on most of these, but that'll just add some beheading, which means when you want to go cut a head off, it'll give you more of a head. Obviously, that's most important with wither skeletons, because in order to produce a wither, you need the skelly heads. Alright, so then let me just take a couple more of these out so we can talk about these. Here is the popped chorus fruit we were discussing. Another star adds Soulbound, which means if you die, it will stay on your inventory, which is pretty cool. And then they have some new ones that I actually didn't even know about, and I was pretty surprised and happy to hear about them. So, then if we add... Yeah, that one has no more modifiers. Okay, so let's grab another tool out. The Shuriken. The Shuriken is one of my favorite things. So the Shuriken, then if we wanted to add concentrated soil, because concentrated soil, like I was telling you from over there, means that it will hurt the undead more. Well, the undead is obviously the zombies, so it's going to give us versus undead plus 0.29. So anytime we use it to kill specifically zombies, then it is going to kill them at a faster rate. Alright, so let's talk about the sticky piston. Adds, excuse me, the sticky piston is supposed to be combined with, so the sticky piston isn't combined with anything. Either a piston or a sticky piston will give you knockback. Okay, and then, like I said, Nether Star will give you Soulbound, which means if you die, it'll still stay in your inventory. This is really important because we all know we make our favorite tools, and then we die and we lose everything, right? Darn lava. And and so a Nether Star would help us prevent that, because then we would keep it upon death. Now, a Blaze Powder is going to add Fiery, which means it's going to catch them on fire. And so the burn duration is 4 seconds, and of course it'll go up as you add more. Next we have the Spider Eye, the Fermented Spider Eye. That's just going to add Bane of Arthropods. You know what that does. That's a vanilla Minecraft thing. On a sword, adding Cobweb. Well, what am I doing? I have creative modifiers. They're there. So creative modifiers just gives you another modifier to your tool. Wait, did it really? Ha! I did not intend for that. It added 64 modifiers. Yeah, that's not good. So the web just makes them sticky. Kind of like a cobweb, but it has to be a silk touched one, and it will add sticky. So, okay, so we could add Fiery to this and go catch our stuff on fire. Now, the raw fish is really cool because the raw fish, when added to, when added to arrows or Manulin bolts or to the shuriken, oh, there it is. I was like, where did my shuriken go? Allows it to kill stuff underwater. Gives it fins. So, for instance, if we go over here, you know how all the skellies like to hide out in the water or whatever? Well, if you're underwater, you're trying to kill a squid or whatever, you can actually use this, or guardians. Guardians would be another good one. So you can shoot it underwater. And unlike the regular stuff, unlike regular stuff, it goes underwater just fine. So it shoots it across the water like it can swim like a fish, which is kind of weird, but kind of cool. Alright, so the next one is, we got fins. Okay, so TNT is really cool, and I want to add it to, let's add it to a hammer. Let's go ahead and sleep for a minute. Now, the TNT is one of the new ones that I have not played with yet, but oh my goodness, I'm so excited by it. 2, 3. There we go. You have to have 3, and it adds blasting. Now, we're going to go play with this because this sounds really interesting. We might die, so blasting gets rid of a whole bunch of blocks at once. Let's see if we can add higher blasting. But you're only going to want to use it if it's blocks you don't care about. Because since it is blasting it, think of a TNT blow out, then you're not always going to get all the blocks that you're breaking. So let's see, if we add 3 of them, 2 and 3, yep, and 3 is the highest. So let's see how well it does on blast level 3. All right, we're just going to do it up here. So it still is just doing a 3x3. But if you're just getting stone in that, it's just going to delete them. Like, it won't even keep the blocks. So you won't have to worry about having too much cobble in your inventory, trying to find a way to get away with it. So it's pretty cool, but not exactly what I was expecting. So a little let down too. All right, so then we have, let's get rid of all the ones we've done. We are almost done. We have a very few more. Okay, so then we have Necrotic Bone, and that adds a Lifesteal ability. Lifesteal just means that when you kill a mob, you're going to get some of their health as your own. So again, you can add 3. Since I accidentally put so many modifiers on this one, we're just going to add it to it. Then we can also add Glow Dust and Eye of Enders, but you need 2 Glow Dust. So it adds glowing to your weapon. Glowing. Glowing! Apparently you could only do wood, but it'll add glowing to any of your weapons. So the glowing would come in handy. Okay, let's see. Let's add it to this. The glowing comes in handy because if we're in the dark somewhere, it's going to automatically light it up for us. Come on. Do your thing. See? It automatically lights it up when you're dark. So think about if you put that on a pickaxe. And there you go. There's where the light is, right there. I think that is pretty cool. I've seen other stuff in other mods, but nothing quite as cool as that. So I really enjoy that one. And then, okay, so now we have the Popped Chorus Fruit. Now, the Popped Chorus Fruit would probably be the funnest to add it to, like, arrows or maybe a shuriken. So the Popped Chorus Fruit is going to act like you have now become a shulker yourself. So if you go to a mob and shoot him with this, and of course if you have level 3, it's going to work higher. But if you shoot him with it, it's going to make him float up in the air. If it doesn't kill him first. I have a pretty tough one, so it's killing everything. But it makes him float up in the air, and it is the most hilarious thing. I love it. So obviously, don't use it if it's so powerful that you're killing him right away. But it makes him float up in the air, and I think that is freaking hilarious. I give kudos to Tinker's Construct for adding that. I think it's absolutely awesome. All right, I think that covers all the modifiers. Right, with Mending Moss, Blasting, Glowing, Shulking, Web Defense. Yep, so that adds all, that is all of the modifiers. And I will do another one on Tinker's Construct, and we will go over what my favorite tools are, including what modifiers I like on them and everything. And that way I can show you some of the cool tools that you can build with this. I know this one was a little bit longer, but that's because there's a lot of freaking modifiers. A lot. And so there was a lot to go over, but hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, just let me know. The creative modifiers, I do not believe you can make them. Some modified packs, yeah, see here you can't make it. There is no recipe. But in some packs, if you're playing certain packs, there are recipes that you can make them. But in vanilla Tinkers, you cannot. And always, the Tinker's recipes and everything always vary depending if you're playing with it in a pack or just in the Tinker's mod itself. So keep that in mind. But if you have any questions or comments for me, leave them down below. Or if you would like to see a tutorial on a mod or something that I haven't gone over yet, just let me know. If you enjoyed, smash that like button, and I'll see you next time. Until then, this Lava Temptress, don't get burned.